I love that. Okay, we're rolling. Ready? We ready?
Yeah, pretend there's an intro.
All right. Welcome everyone to the Valeria Genoves Show. I am interviewing my first host today, Nate Santos.
Hello.
Hello. I sent you a couple questions, so let's get on it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Straight to the point. Nate, I would like to know. What was the inspiration behind your plumbing business?
The inspiration. I've gotten that question a couple times, and to be honest, as far as being like inspired, like I want to be a plumber, that was never really the case.
Okay.
we grew up playing Mario Bros. And like, okay, cool, they're plumbers. Like, it's a fun video game. I had an uncle that is in the trade, and he has his business based out of San Luis. And he had been telling me to work with him since before I even graduated high school. You know, I kind of followed him around when I was a kid. He was like my uncle that I would, like follow him the most. And I remember being in elementary school, going with him to do certain little plumbing jobs. And then as I got older in high school and he'd do a job like up here in North County, he'd hit me up and like, hey, dude, what are you doing? And I was, either I'm chilling or I'm working, and he'd be like, oh, dude, come help me do this job. I need some help digging and I'll pay you. So I'd go help him. And then once I got to like graduation point, and I think it was actually like the dinner that we like the graduating night, we had dinner as a family. Mm-hmm. He's all right, dude, you're graduating. What's next? Like college, career, what are you thinking? I was like, man, I don't really know, man. I like horses. I want to do something with horses. He's like, plumbing, it's a good career. You make good money. I'm doing pretty well for myself. Look at what I got. And I'm like, I hear you, but I see what you've done. I've helped you a couple times, and I don't want to do that at all.
Yeah.
So that was a conversation for like a couple of years. And then I was in a pinch. I was looking to buy actually my first home, and I needed to show proof of income. And I started the process of buying the home, and like we're getting ready to finish up, and things didn't work out at the job that I was at. And so I hit up my uncle since he's a business owner. I was like, hey, Theo, I need a huge favor. Can you just sign this paperwork here saying that I work with you and I make this much money? It doesn't have to be true, and just so I can get this taken care of. And then we'll be good. I'll figure it out afterwards. And he's like, oh, dude, this is perfect. I've been telling you to come work with me for like years. Come work with me. And I'm like, nah, bro, I don't want to work with you. He said, look, dude, if I'm going to help you out, you got to help me out. So it was like that. And,
he tricked me.
Yeah.
Totally,
and I was like, dude, I can give you like maybe like a year, because I know I don't want to do that. He's like, no, I need you to do it for at least 2 years so you can kind of get a good grasp of the trade. And hopefully, you like it enough to stick around. And I was like, all right, deal. And it was like 2 years to the day. I'm like, all right, Theo, I'm out. So that's how I got into it. And I went to pursue horses, and I was doing horse shows for a little bit with my dad and the dancing horses. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen us around town before?
I have.
Yeah. So we just did the Taco Fest this year here in Paso. Was the first year. We've done Tamale Festival in Atascadero for like 9 years since like the beginning of it. We've done like the Paso Pioneer Day for like 15, 20 years probably. And the Templeton Parade, we're going on a little over 10 years, I think, since we started participating there, which is coming up 4th of July. That way you guys out there watching, mark your calendars, 4th of July, we'll be out there, Templeton 4th of July Parade. I was doing that, and it started to kind of go all right. I was getting some decent tickets, and it was cool making some money, providing the show, this entertainment service of dancing horses and my dad singing, and we're doing some winery shows. Lockdowns happen. Mm-hmm. No more parties.
No more parties.
No more parties.
Okay. Well, just party at your house.
We still had those, but there wasn't any local festivities happening. No more concerts, no more shows.
Yeah.
So we had to cancel like some weddings and some family reunions that we had booked up and lined up. And I felt bad, so I didn't charge them the deposit fee. Like, it wasn't their fault. Like, this whole craziness that we're going through. And so during that time, word of mouth, we knew the plumbing, and people are stuck at home. They're not traveling either. So everyone was like doing like home improvement. People started reaching out. We're doing some side work here and there after hours on the weekends. Finally, light bulb went off. I'm like, well, whether it's lockdowns or not, whether the economy is good or not, people need to have running water. Their drains need to drain. The water needs to be hot. I guess I'm gonna give this a shot. And here I am.
Your uncle was right.
He was pretty
He
spot on.
saw it in you. He's
Yeah.
like, where is your uncle now? Is he still doing?
He is. Yeah, he has his business down in San Luis.
Okay.
And he's my uncle, and he signed me off as so in California, you need to have minimum of 4 years of apprenticeship or working with a licensed plumber. And so I worked 2 years with him, and then I worked 2 years with a property management company, and they both signed me off and said, yeah, he worked with me from this year to this year. I applied. My application was accepted. I went to go take my test, got my license. So, and we still talk. Like I was just talking to him last night, just about business, how's things going, and we refer to him as like our big brother company. Mm-hmm. So like whenever we have work down like South County, I don't like to go past San Luis. Like that's my cutoff point. And so when people call me from South County, I'm like, oh, call my uncle. And then I have a cousin in Santa Maria too. So like sometimes like Santa Maria, I'm like, oh, call my cousin.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. You can refer him to him.
Yeah,
You give him
but yeah,
business
he's still in business. He's out there doing good. He has a super cool truck. People shout me out for my truck, and then people that are familiar with like plumbing companies, they look at his truck and look at our truck and like, oh, that's your uncle. Like they can kind of tell just because it's so vibrant.
Okay.
And sticks out.
Did you get that idea from your uncle?
I got the idea of having a truck to be pop out vibrant because you see my uncle's truck like a mile away and you know it's him.
Okay.
Like that's Izzy's truck.
What is it? Like what color is it? Or?
So it's a super cool. It's like a lime green, yellow starburst splash throughout the whole truck, and then there's a cartoon caricature like avatar of him holding down a pipe that's like spraying water.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a little silly, but it's super cool. And I remember when I was like a kid and I saw him have that logo, I was like, dang, dude, that's a super cool logo. I always liked it. And so when I started my business, I was like, dude, I want to do something like my deal, like so it pops out, it's got to stand out, but it's got to be me. So it came up with our idea.
Who created your logo?
That was me.
You did?
Yeah, me and my brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the overalls, like, was that all you?
Yeah.
What inspired you to create that?
So I mentioned earlier Mario Bros. We grew up playing Mario Bros, Nintendo, N64, some good times. So he wears overalls, and like overalls are known to be like a plumber's uniform type of thing. And also, I'm big on the horses. I love the whole country vibe, ranchero lifestyle. And it's also a very like ag thing. Like, you think of like Farmer John. I've gotten the joke, oh, look at this guy. I look like Farmer Juan. Okay. I've gotten the joke a couple times. And so it's like that's a thing. So I was like, I'm going to combine the two. And I want my cartoon avatar logo on the side of the truck, character of me in overalls, cowboy boots. They got spurs on because, horseback riding with the cowboy hat. And so that was just the idea for the logo. And it's funny because I had in mind, I'm just going to do polo collared shirts with the logo on the side. Mm-hmm. And then we already been like running for like a couple months. And then someone's like, dude, that's such a cool logo. You should wear that as a uniform. Like someone else said that. And I was like, I'm gonna have to give that a shot. And people fell in love with it.
Yeah, I love it. I honestly love it. And I think one of my favorite parts about my business is being creative that way. Like thinking of ways to stand out.
You have to, especially nowadays. Like if you're not creative and you're not standing out, you're blending in with the crowd. Yeah,
then they're not gonna call you.
They're
gonna call the one that they notice. Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
I see your truck everywhere, and I think it's so amazing. I see you like every day. Like I'm at the gym, I see you, your truck. I'm at work. The other day I was taking pictures for my new listing, and I don't know if you saw me out there. You probably didn't, but you were out. You were going to somebody's house, and I'm like, oh my god, I should take a video of Nate just like passing
that'd be
by.
cool. I was walking or driving?
You were driving.
Oh, really? Wow.
Over by my listing is on Hogan, 805 Hogan in Paso.
What's the nearby cross street?
You have Nicholas Street. Maybe it was your brother.
It could have been your brother. It's not ringing a bell.
And that was like not that long ago. It was probably like on a Tuesday or a Monday.
It could have been my brother because that's not ringing a bell off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot going on with marketing. And so what has been your best marketing strategy that you've done?
So I've learned running this business, starting this business, that my favorite thing about owning a business is the marketing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, I love this stuff. Like, this is fun. I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy that side of the business. better than being like underneath someone's sink or underneath someone's house, probably in a tight space. I enjoy the marketing side of it a lot more. And I don't have a really good answer for you to say specifically like, hey, this is like the best thing. It's a combination of things. And I can tell you what I have going on. Like I have a budget for a Google paid ads. Basically like when someone searches, like plumbers near me or plumbers in Paso Robles, and a list of plumbers come up, there'll be like a top 2 or top 3 that say paid sponsor or sponsored ad. I do have a budget for that. So that helps populate when someone needs a plumber, and they see that and they can click on it and they'll lead them to my website. However, I also do mailers. I have mailers going out through mail just here in Paso. I've gotten your mail. Have you got it? Really?
I have gotten it. I love it. Yeah.
Do you have it on your fridge on magnet?
I'm terrible. I still have it in my mailbox.
Oh, in your mailbox?
I go through my mail and then I'm like, oh, I have to pay that bill. And then I grab it because I'm always like in a rush and my brain's a little scattered sometimes. So then I'm like, I'll come back to get the rest of the mail, but it's still there.
The junk mail's in the mailbox.
No, it's not junk mail. And then I'm always like, I see it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to take a picture and like post it on my social media to give you a shout out. Cool. So I have it there to remind myself, but then I'm always in a rush that I like, Next time. But I'm going to do it.
Hey, I'm glad that you have it. So like you said, you see me everywhere. So every time you check your mail, you're seeing the things. So
I see it.
That's the whole idea of advertising and like marketing is like you want to live in people's minds. You want them to, whenever they have an issue that is your service that you provide, they think of you. So whenever someone has a leak or their water heater is not making the water hot enough, they got to think, oh, Santos Bros. Those are the guys that are going to make my life better and make sure that my sink is
It's like, oh, hey, I know a plumber. And then even just referring people out to it.
All that. So I do the mailers here in Paso. I got the Google paid sponsorship. I've been doing the social media videos.
Which I love them. I love them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love that you're saying that you love them because that's why we do them. To be entertaining, to put a smile on people's faces. That's one of the things that we said with our trucks because that's part of our marketing too, the way that they're so vibrant and they stand out. When we first got on the road, people were like whiplashing, looking at it like, what's that? They're taking pictures of it and they'll drive by and wave at us and give us a thumbs up. And like, oh yeah, we feel so good. It's a giant billboard. The way that it looks.
Pretty much.
And it's mobile wherever we're going. Doing that, that's what I was going with is like the idea of putting a smile on someone's face. Because when you wake up in the morning and you don't have hot water and you're about to take a shower and now it's going to be cold, you're not feeling good. You're like, I gotta call a plumber.
Your day just starts off bad.
Your tub's not draining and you're standing in half a foot of water. Like that doesn't feel good. Your toilet's not flushing. Nobody wants to deal with that. So you're like, I gotta call a plumber. So when they pull us up on their phone, on their website, or our truck pulls up in their front of their house and they see it, put a smile on your face. At least, hey, you know what?
You're
at least I get to see the bros, and they're gonna make my life better. You know, so that's how how I view the whole making the videos, being entertaining with them, and also being informative. I haven't done a whole lot of informative videos. However, I want to start doing that. Just kind of like tips and tricks. Help keep your sink from unclogging. Make sure that you have a little strainer on your tub so that your hair.
They don't have to be calling you all the time.
It's like for little things like that. Things. And then when you do need me, we'll be there for you. But it's tough. I get it. So little tips and tricks to. Here's a really good one that I want to do. I haven't done is like know where your emergency shutoff is for your house for your water. We've gotten calls where people are like, my water's leaking and it's spraying everywhere. My house is flooding. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And like I've gone on FaceTimes with like ladies and I'm like, where's it leaking? I'm like, go over here, check here. All right, there you go. And they're like so thankful and we show up and make the repair. Yeah. That's happened a few times.
Because I don't know where mine is. Yeah. I don't know. I have to call somebody for everything because I don't know.
Well, if it's plumbing related, you know who to call.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're gonna be the one. But anything happens in my house and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't know what to do because I just got my house. So it hasn't been a year. So I'm just still learning how
There's a lot to learn.
Because back then I lived with my parents.
You didn't have to worry about it.
I didn't have to worry, or I had a landlord. So I'm like, I don't even have to pay attention to that. And now I'm like, okay, I should have paid attention.
It doesn't matter. But now it does. Welcome, to being a homeowner. Like you're living the American dream now. you're gonna have issues with your house, and you got to get them repaired, and you're gonna the one paying for it now.
And it helps me with my business, right? Because then I'm like, okay, it's helped me so much.
So what we should do is we should set up like a walkthrough at one of your homes that you're doing, and I'll give you like a rundown of everything that a homeowner should know, which will be good for you for your home, and then you can point out to your clients that you're doing the showings for. Like when you walk in on the curbside, there's like a shut-off emergency at the road for the city and for yourself. And then you have one at your house for your water. And then each individual fixture, like your kitchen sinks, has 2 little shut-offs underneath the kitchen sink. You want to make sure that those are, set up right. Your bathroom sink has one. Your toilet has one. Sometimes your showers might have one like behind the walls hidden. Oftentimes they do not.
Okay.
Those are little things to know. Your water heater should have a shut off. Sometimes they don't. You'd be surprised. Little things like that, like where your gas shut off is in case there's an earthquake. There's also an emergency earthquake shut off to shut off your gas. Yeah, because we're due for a big one. We haven't had one in like 15, almost 20 years.
Yeah, I think there was one at Tascadero the other day.
That's what someone was saying. I was like, I didn't feel nothing.
Right, it didn't get to us, but yeah, it was a little one, and then it rained the next day. You remember on Tuesday?
Yeah, that was so random.
So then my coworker was like telling me what to do in case of an earthquake because she was freaking out, and I'm like,
stand by the door underneath the desk how they taught us in elementary school.
Yeah. So I would love to do a vlog, like following you around, and then we could do this.
If you want to, we can set something up.
I won't even be in your way. I'll just be like, Nate's over there underneath the sink.
I think you know what would be a good vlog is of that. Like we're doing a walkthrough of things that you should look out for, when you're buying your first home. So knowing the water shut off, the gas shut off, in case of emergencies, you got the earthquake emergency shut off. You also have something new that some insurance companies are requiring is an emergency water shut off or a leak detection smart meter. And essentially what it's doing is that it's kind of memorizing your water usage for that household, the amount of laundry that you do, like when you're shower, washing dishes, cooking, those kind of things. And it starts to see the pattern, like, all right, this is the amount of water that's being used here regularly. So if anything's out of the norm, it sends you a text notification. So, yeah, imagine you have family over, barbecue because it's your birthday or holiday.
The kids are like getting something.
Well, yeah, they're running more water than normal. Yeah. You're washing more dishes, you're cooking more, families staying over for the weekend, so there are more showers happening. It's going to send you a text notification. Hey, Val, typically you're running this amount of water, now you're doing this much water. Is everything okay? You'll be like, well, yeah, my family's here. Of course I'm running water. Yeah, everything's fine. Ignore. You're out of town at a convention somewhere or showing a home in Salinas. You told me you've been up to Salinas. And it's like, hey, Val, you're running more water than normal. It's like, is this you? You're like, what in the world? No, that's not me. Shut it off.
Yeah.
Shut it off. You get home. You find out what's going on to help mitigate water damage and that kind of stuff.
I want that. I feel like if you're a busy person, you need stuff like this. Yes. Because if you're never home, like...
And then here's the thing, too, is like if you have a home that's like 30 plus years and you have the original plumbing for your water lines, they're more prone and susceptible to leaks just because of their age, wear and tear. They're kind of getting to their end of their lifespan at that point. And it also depends really on the quality of the materials that were used. Sadly, I've come across some newer homes that are 10, 15-year-old homes that were plumbed in a lower quality material, so it's worn out faster, and they're having leaks. And so things like that happen also. And it's, you kind of get both ends of the spectrum, but those are some things to know about. Another really good one too, and I've talked to other realtors, and I recommend this, especially if you live anywhere just like in town, city limits, the way that the sewer and sanitation systems are set up to get all that stuff away from your home. When you shower, wash your dishes, wash your hands, flush your toilets. There's a treatment plant in each city. As that stuff's leaving your home, you have a line which is called your lateral from your home to the city line connections. You own that line from your home till it connects to the city system. And in the city, it's usually in the middle of the road, typically in the front of your house. Sometimes there's some neighborhoods where it's like in the backyard alleyways. And if you're buying a home that's a little bit on the older side, 50s maybe, even 30s, roots can get in there. Older materials, they used to use like with a material that's called cast iron. It can rust out. It starts collapsing. There was a really old material that was used during World War II. It's called Orangeburg. And it was founded in Pennsylvania. I want to say Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I just drew a blank where it was. Somewhere Orangeburg, Pennsylvania, I think it was. Somewhere out there on the eastern side. And it's essentially roofing paper rolled into the shape of a pipe. Why? Because they were using all the metal for tanks and guns and things more important than our waste removal systems.
Yeah,
you know?
At that time. That's crazy.
Yes. And
I did not know that.
It's already been almost 100 years. It's coming up on 80 years since that happened. And it's turning into paper mache. It's like collapsing. So it's not working anymore. So I always recommend, get a sewer lateral video inspection so that you know that it's in good condition, because if it's not and you buy, which we've come across this, new homeowners that are young, first-time home buyers, we're having these issues. You're the second plumber that we call. The other guy came out twice. We can't get this figured out. I was like, well, let's run a camera. Sure enough, root intrusions, pipes are collapsed. Old clay pipes used to use clay as well. And I'm like, well, your thing is collapsed out in the middle of the road. You need to get this replaced. Like, oh, what? It's going to be like on the low end, like $15,000, $20,000.
Oh my goodness.
On the high end, like $30,000, maybe a little bit more.
Don't tell me that, because my house is it was built in the 1930s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it has mixed pipes, so it has a new pipes, but it also has the old ones. So I'm like, I might have to have you there soon.
So here's another thing. And this is good, like, for the realtors, because, you're a realtor. So there is requirements for home inspectors to go out there and inspect the home.
Yeah.
Right? My understanding, and I could be wrong, but I've talked to an inspector that told me that he didn't need any sort of actual, like, skilled, like I'm required by the state to, like, be a legit experienced plumber to know what I'm doing out in the field when it comes to plumbing. There isn't really a license like that for home inspectors that are inspecting your home. It's just like, oh yeah, I've done plumbing. I've been a handyman. I did a little bit of electrical. I have an idea of what some things are. And they pay for their business license to operate as a business owner. Mm-hmm. And I've met a few of these guys, and I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. From a plumber's perspective, because plumbing is very technical. And like, either you know it or you don't know it type of a thing. They have some idea with some things, but they're not going to know as much as a licensed plumber. They're not going to know as much as a licensed electrician. They're not going to know as much as a licensed heating and air guy. Mm-hmm. Those are the three big ones that are very technical that I recommend. It's an investment, might cost you,
but it's a good investment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, because home inspectors will come and just kind of tell you an idea. And once you read through it, we're like, oh, you should get a plumbing inspection or foundation.
Oh, sweet.
Like we recommend that. A lot of times they say no because they just really, really want the house.
Yeah.
Like me, I was like, I just really want the house. I don't care. And then later down the road, I'm like, what have I done? Like,
It happens all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
It happens all the time.
And it's good money well spent, because if there is a problem later down the road, you're like, that's going to cost me $30,000 to fix. I don't have that. I'd rather just like lose that X amount of money.
Make a contingency, like, hey, you know what? You pay for the sewer lateral video inspection, or we'll go 50 on it.
Yeah.
So you get it done. And then, oh, you know what? It was on price for, I don't know, $800,000. Turns out the pipes collapsed. We get a quote. It's going to run $30,000. You pay for it or drop the price $30,000, because that's what it's going to cost me to get this home.
Yeah.
Like, you need to know those sort of things, and so many people don't know.
No, and I wish I would have. I bought my house, I think, like 6 months into like my business, and it was just I didn't know at that time. Now I'm like, okay, that house has brought me a lot of knowledge, and it was like a very pricey way to learn things, but I'm learning.
You live and you learn.
Exactly.
You live and you learn. Everything has its cost. It's costing you to learn those things. But hey, like, now you can apply that to help your clients, because you've learned some of those things, and for your next home purchase, because that's not your first and last one.
No,
you're only getting started.
And then I always say I need to work really, really hard, so then later down the road, I'm like, whatever. It's not a big deal now. But
100%.
yeah.
Oh yeah, 30,000. Here you go.
Here
Fix
we
that pipe.
Let me just go sell a couple houses. I got this.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I'm working so hard. My motto is I have a lot of fixing to do in my house.
Yeah. So that would be a really fun vlog if we do something like that. I think I'm down for that. Let's make it happen.
Yay! I'm excited. We're gonna switch things off a little bit. We have something in common.
Okay.
My first language was Spanish.
Okay.
And you said your first language was Spanish.
No, my first language was Italian.
Italian?
No, I'm just playing. I'm clearly from Sicily. Look at me.
I knew it.
I knew it, huh? That's why I got the curls. Yeah, my first language was Spanish.
So tell me if you can remember some experiences. How long did it take you to learn English?
So I was born in Slow, and I'm the first of 33 grandkids. I'm the oldest one. Mm-hmm. And so all of my mom and her siblings, they're all born in Mexico. They got here at a relatively young age. I think mom was like 16, 17 when they got here. And she's the oldest one. My grandpa, old school kind of guy. She's like, you're not going to school. You're going to stay at home.
You got to work.
Yes. And so she worked. Her and her younger sister are the two that didn't go to school. But they both speak English now. Over the years, they've learned it. They have a bit of an accent, but they can communicate fairly well. And then my older uncles, like that are younger than my mom, the older ones started like in early to mid high school. So they got to learn that English. And then the younger ones started like junior high and even elementary school for the youngest one. They started. So a lot of my family like grew up here in Slow. Mm-hmm. So when I was a kid growing up, like my mom and dad, they didn't know that much English, but I'd hang out with like my tios and they knew English. And my uncle Izzy that I follow around, he's like fluent in English, no accent or nothing. And then watching like TV, Nick Jr., kids in the neighborhood. So I remember living in a neighborhood in San Luis, this housing apartment complex, and I've been there and I've driven by and I tell my brother like, look, dude, when you were born, that's where we lived.
Yeah.
And to me when I was a kid, I remember it was like such a big complex, and now it's so tiny. It's off of Hathaway and Slow, kind of like behind the 7-Eleven and near Cal Poly campus. Mm-hmm. And I remember speaking English like I don't even remember like it being a struggle really like to learn. Like just because you're a little kid and it's easier for you to learn and we're communicating one way, like to my parents, yeah, I would talk Spanish. They would talk to me in Spanish. But I'd watch like Lion King, Aladdin. I remember those like the ones Disney movies that I liked watching the most when I was a kid. So it wasn't that hard. However, I started kindergarten and it was okay. First half of kindergarten, beginning of the school year. Then my parents decided to move because I think that's a lot of our parents' ideas. Like they come here, work hard, and then go back home, right? Mm-hmm. So that was my parents, my dad's same thing. Like he met my mom up here, but then he's like, oh no, we're going back. We moved back, and so then I go to kindergarten over there, and Spanish, no big deal. And I'm living down there. We lived down there for about a whole year. Mm-hmm. Half of the year was like where my dad's from, and the other half was where my mom's from. So I finished kindergarten where my dad's from, and then I started first half of first grade where my mom's from. Been there for a whole year. We moved back, start second half of first grade at Grover Beach Elementary School in South County. So remember the Gophers. That's our school mascot.
That's your mascot?
Yeah, the Gophers. And it was a little difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had gotten just used to the Spanish. And thankfully, like it's a trip because like that was a school that has where it has like mixed. So like it's there's some like second language kids. So they have like classes where it's like half English, half Spanish. So you're like learning and kind of doing both things at the same time. And the teachers speak Spanish and the helpers speak Spanish and English, and the students, your classmates, are speaking English and Spanish. So it wasn't that trippy. But then second grade, we moved to a different side of town, and I went to a school that was like, I was like one out of a handful of Mexicans in the entire school. Like everyone was white. And I remember there was one Mexican in my class, but he was like third or fourth generation Mexican, so he spoke no Spanish. He just looked Mexican, the nopal they say. Yeah. And it's and like I remember crying in class in second grade because I just did not get it. I was just the sore
It was
thumb.
overwhelming.
Yeah, like I didn't like.
It's
everyone's
scary.
like already like doing all their letters and reading and writing in English like fluent. Mm-hmm. They have no a helper, like no aide in the class that speaks Spanish to help someone in my situation.
Yeah.
It's like, it was like an all American, like white kid school. Like it was, I remember crying in class in second grade. Like I'm standing out, like there's a whole classroom. Everyone's facing the board. Like I'm over here at a round table with like a teacher aide that doesn't speak Spanish. And she's trying to give me individual attention. And I'm crying because I'm like the oddball out.
It is crazy to go through that experience because as an adult, we go through things in life. And it's like, okay, we already know how to handle it, or, or we can manage it better. But as a kid, like, it's all brand new. Your parents aren't there. Yeah. You don't even have a friend.
It's scary. Yeah, all those things.
It is so scary.
So tell me about yours. Like, how was that when, how did it go for you?
So I went to Santa Rosa in Atascadero. And I have to give a big shout out to Sonia Green. I should probably message her, but she helped me. She was like a teacher's aide, and when I moved here, I didn't know how to read or write in Spanish because I moved here when I was 6, so I was in first grade, and I also didn't know how to read or write in English, and I didn't know how to speak English. Now, I don't remember a whole bunch, but I picked it up quick. Nice. I think and that's the cool thing about being a kid, you pick up things fairly quickly, but within a month, I was already speaking English. I remember Sonia taking me out of class to just teach me how to read and write in Spanish.
Wow.
I got super lucky having her around. She helped my parents, well, not my parents, she helped my mom quite a bit too, like finding housing for us. But I don't know, it was a good experience in a way that I don't even know how I did it, but I even had friends. And it was
nice.
But it was also, you get half and half there. So there was a lot of Spanish-speaking student kids, and then also have English. And then I think that helped me a lot. I had good friends right away where they were just helping me. They were just so sweet. And then it was a good environment.
As a kid, we're all just playing and running around and having fun. So that's... the easiest communication,
So mine was a good experience.
On the playground. That's awesome.
We were saying that now, though, as we get older, because for a while I was mainly around English, and so then my Spanish got bad, and then I started, working, and then so my Spanish got better, and then my English started getting bad, and now it's both.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I feel like I'm not
Spanglish.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not grading it. Like I'm great at both, but like I forget words sometimes, like quite often. Yeah.
It happens, and then it's like whatever. Oh, let me ask you this: what do you know what your dominant language is?
English.
Oh, okay. So when you're thinking, like in your head, before you say something, you're thinking about your day to day or whatever your life. You're kind of like talking to yourself in your mind. Is it English or Spanish?
English.
Me too.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I actually have to think about what I'm saying in my mind in English before I
translate it to Spanish.
Like if I'm having a full-on conversation.
For sure.
But if I don't think about it, then I'm like, ¿cómo se dice? I always say a lot. I'm like, And like, no,
you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. What are you talking about? I'll just drop in I'll be saying what I'm saying in Spanish, having a conversation, and whatever I don't know, I'll say it in English, and I'll just say it and keep rolling with it. And if they get it or something, they'll be like, "Oh, what does that mean?" And then we'll kind of figure
work on
it out
together.
Yeah. And then I'll always ask too, if I'm talking to someone in Spanish, I'll be like, "What does that mean?" Mm-hmm. And I think I do pretty good with my Spanish. I do have a little bit of an accent sometimes, but most of the time I'm
pretty well. Yeah. I think the only time that anyone's ever been rude about not speaking, when you have a conversation and you keep getting stuck, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
When you're just you have to say things.
You run out of words.
Yeah, you have to say certain things in English, like we said, and then they typically help you, and they're like, "Oh, this is how you say it in Spanish." Mm-hmm. And everyone's really kind, but I think I've only had one occasion where the guy was just super rude about it.
What, really?
Yeah, and it was a long time ago, and I'm like, do you, and I'm sorry to say this, but I'm like, you're being really rude, why don't you, help me out? And he was just like, you should know this, and I'm like, he was having a bad day. It was just that one occasion, but I've never experienced that after
my one time that someone got mad at me for not speaking the right language was not English or Spanish, per se.
Okay.
It was, I did a Europe trip after graduated high school. And we went to Italy. It was like the last country that we went to. And, you know, Italian, Spanish, they're Latin based. There's a lot of common words in Spanish that are the same word in Italian. And if you ever listen to Italian, we can pick up a fair amount of it. And so I was just like, I'll just speak Spanish and I'll add a little boopity boppy to it. And I was like, ¿Cómo está? And just saying these different things, like whatever I need to. I was having a blast with it. And most people were like laughing and they're going along with it. And I came across this one person, I don't know if he was a vendor or whatever it was, and he got mad. And then he tells me in English, so, this is not Spain, it is Italy. Oh. And I was like, whoa, bro, my bad. I was not trying to be offensive.
But also, like, there's so much tourists there. Like,
yeah, he probably thought another stupid tourist being dumb.
Same, he wasn't having a good day.
Yeah, but it's all good. Yeah, luckily, most people that I've encountered and homeowners, customers that I've helped out, whether it's English or Spanish, we get the point across. It's really more the Spanish ones that I have a problem with because of our technical plumbing language and name of parts. Mm-hmm. I'm not able to translate everything from English to Spanish, but I explain the best that I can and never had like a real serious issue with it, thankfully.
Okay. For me, I think I'm so like, I struggle with the same thing, technical words about my business, but the comfortability level that I have with a Hispanic person versus not it's huge. Like, I feel so much more comfortable when they speak Spanish.
Oh, really?
Which is, I don't know why. I don't know what it is.
And your dominant language is English.
But when I have my Spanish-speaking clients, I feel so comfortable. And I think it's because they rely on me a lot more. And that makes me feel, like, good about my job. And,
you're helping them out.
And my confidence is like way higher because I'm like, okay, cool. Like I could take the lead on this, which is like my goal in my business. It's just like taking the lead and being a good guidance. And so I think that helps with my confidence. And then I'm just so comfortable being around them. So it's kind of nice.
It's experience, getting the stripes. As you get more experience, and even if it's right now a little bit more with the Spanish speaking, and you kind of get a grasp of what you're doing better. Mm-hmm. You're still relatively new, right? How long have you been doing it?
I'll be a year in a few months. 2 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's still not very long, you know? And you're still learning new stuff all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's my biggest challenge in my business is not having as much experience as other realtors, because if you talk to a lot of realtors here, they're like 10 years in the business, 8 years. Yeah. We have some great realtors here that have been in the business for like 20 years. So,
oh my goodness.
So the challenge is, why would you hire a new agent versus somebody who's been in the business for 20 years? And it really all comes down to the way feeling comfortable, like that's, I feel like that's a huge major role. Like
the vibe, you have to
yeah. And connect. Also I always bring my partner with me, and it's like, look, I've been in the business for 2 years almost, so it's not very long, but he's been in business for 15 years, so like we got you, right? It would be like, we got you. But that's like one of the challenges that I'm still overcoming in my business. What about you?
So we definitely get that sometimes, like my brother and I still consider myself to be young. Like, I just turned 34. Mm-hmm. You know, there's plumbers that have been plumbing 15, 20 years, and they have experience, and they look like they've been doing it for that long. If it wasn't for like the little thing of stuff I got going on here, I'd like have a total baby face.
You look way younger.
I do. I get it all the time. Like, what? I thought you were like in your early 20s. So like, I would have guessed like 25. And I was like, thanks. I appreciate that. Which is cool now. You know, when I was in my early 20s and I wanted to be 21.
It's kind of offensive. You're
I was like, I want to be older.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to ride this wave. So people have like looked at us, especially when we're first new as a business. They'd kind of question whether we knew stuff or not. Mm-hmm. Like, because we're so young, and it's like, do you know what you're talking about? Like, you're a kid. Like, this seems like very complicated. What do you mean you're quoting me this many thousands of dollars? Like, do you know what you're talking about? And so, thankfully, with like the type of customer service that we bring to the table, I really truly believe, and I think that is the case, we have the best customer service in our area as far as North County. I'll say that hands down. I don't think any other plumbing company in our area here has better customer service than us. And I think our reviews reflect that. You know, we have a decent, it's growing. I'm very proud of the fact of how many reviews we've gotten. And that has helped us when new clients are calling us and with the amount of marketing that we've been doing. And people are seeing the videos and they're seeing our ads. We just got a billboard up and we've got a few people shouting us out for that.
Oh my goodness.
And so like oh, dude, these guys mean business. They're professionals. They're legit.
Yeah.
So thankfully with those sort of things has helped us get over that leap, that hurdle relatively quickly, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So like we did get that a little bit. And especially we got that. I know I got it. So my brother probably also got it. And I've talked to other guys that are young in the business that have gotten that before as well. Is that like, oh, you're too young. You don't know what you're talking about type of thing. I got that when at first, and I'd say within like a few months to a year, I've gotten it less. Like now, I can't say that is a specific issue that comes up for us. Issues for me for my business has been more like I want to grow the business. It's finding the right guys I want to work with us, be part of the team so we can grow and scale. That's been my harder issue.
Finding like employees that want to stick around.
Yeah, you know, the right team members that want to have the work ethic that we have because we're very hard workers. We go out there. We pride ourselves in the quality of work that we provide and are personable, friendly, courteous. Like our number one thing is customer service, like how we communicate with the customer, making sure we're transparent with what their complications are, whatever issue is that they're having and the reason that they called us out, and being able to provide them with solutions to get those issues resolved. Like communication is huge. And so we get a lot of kudos for that. A lot of our reviews like, oh man, these guys told us so many different things that we could do to get this resolved and we went with what worked better for us. Like they're thankful. And within our trade, that's not very big. So that helps us set us apart. And then I think also there's like a stereotype or a stigma when you think about a plumber, you don't think about this smiley, happy, good-looking dude wearing a cowboy hat, overalls. That's not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about a grungy, older dude. You know that butt crack hanging out.
Yeah,
you know,
just
dirty.
like I know it all, and let me just handle.
Yeah, like don't talk to me.
Yeah,
like, that's a big thing. A lot of plumbers or just even contractors, like when they go to do work, like they do the work, they bid the job, and they don't want the homeowner to be around. We're the opposite. Like people love hanging out with us, watching us work. We'll talk to them.
You'll like teach them too. For the
we're showing them what's going on. Like,
yeah.
hey, this is what this is, and they're like, oh my god, I'm so glad. Like I think the proof is in the pudding with the customer service side. Like I really pride ourselves with that. And so because that's not a common thing with plumbers, we need to find the right guys that are personable like that.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that you know, your job and my job are very different, and you know, Miguel's job is different. But the one thing we all have in common is the communication. Like we have to make sure we're on it, we're communicating well, we're personable, we're in a good mood. Like just showing up and like showing them that we love what we do. And it sounds silly, but that's like very important, and it's not hard. But I feel like a lot of people like that.
It's not hard for us, but at the same time,
it is hard.
Yes, I think so, because it's also like a skill, like learning and knowing how to effectively communicate and like foster a two-way dialogue with anyone is a skill set. And even just being able to communicate with a group of people, I think the number one fear that most people have is public speaking.
Okay.
So that's like a scary thing for a lot of people. And like even what we're doing here, like we talked about it a little bit beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, we're a little nervous. We're getting started. But hey, we're doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's like, this is my favorite part of my job is like meeting people, talking to them. Like people bring me joy. Like there's, I mean, not everyone, you know, there's scratchy people, but like sometimes I'm at a store or I'm walking into a restaurant and then the server's like super nice, gives me a good, like a smile, and it was a genuine smile. And I'm like, you know, that made my, like the little things like that made my day. Or just like at the end of a closing and they're so happy, and that's like what brings me joy.
100%.
And it's just the little things.
And it makes that whole experience and that interaction like that much better. And it's so different for us. And I remember like when I first started working with my uncle's company, He used to have his brother-in-law working with him, he's my uncle by marriage. He's married to my tia. And I've been working with him, and he kind of fits that stigma a little bit of being that kind of like the grumpy, kind of not talk to the customer that much, not be very personable with him.
Yeah.
He's a great plumber. He knows the trade. He knows what he's talking about. I learned a lot from the man. I've still called him today, like when I have a little hiccup or a little bump, like, hey, Theo, like, what do I do here? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, do this or do that. Cool. But I remember when we were working with him, because I'm so friendly, my brother and I were so friendly, we're so personable, and all we ever worked was like customer service jobs, like where you have to greet the customer, you have to talk to them, make sure they have everything that they need to complete their job. He would get upset how much we talked to the customer. He's like, why are you talking to the customer so much? I'd be like, oh, how's your day going? How was your weekend? What are you going to do this weekend? Oh, you did this? Oh, I love that restaurant. Da, 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 da. Like just talking to them. And then we'd be getting like within like less than a month, I'm talking like a couple weeks, we got like tips that were like $50 tip, $100 tips. And I'm talking like, this is close to like 10 years ago when I started working with my uncle.
Wow.
Like to this day, we get tips that are like over $100. And we're not like trying to get tips. That's not what we're doing.
It's just your personality.
We're just providing like what I call excellent customer service. Like just top tier customer service. And my Theo was so funny. He'd tell my other Theo, my Uncle Lizzie, freaking guys are getting tips, man. I've been doing this for so long. I've never got a tip. And I'm like, bro, I'm just talking to them.
You just gotta show up and smile.
Yeah. And I think I've noticed that with how we operate and how we're running, and the folks that we're helping out and they're calling us, that matters to them more than the actual repair that we do. Yes, they want their leak to stop. Yes, they want the water to be hot, the toilet to flush. However, that interaction that they have with us and the conversation that we had briefly or however long it lasted matters to them more than what we did. Because at the end of the day, they're going to forget that their water wasn't hot, but they're going to remember like how we made them feel when we were talking.
Yeah.
We have like ladies, like grandmas that give us hugs all the time.
Aww.
Yeah, and like,
isn't that the best?
I love it. Like we just did this water here for this lady on Wednesday, a couple days ago, Wednesday. And her kids aren't around. Her husband just passed away 7 years ago. And we did this job for her, and she hung out with me the whole time, watching me work. And we're just talking about life and a couple little things that are happening around the world and our opinion around it. Like, oh yeah, I agree. And she grew up on a ranch and a farm. And then my brother showed up to go help me. And it was so funny. We were talking afterwards. He wanted to go do something underneath her sink, and he was underneath there, and they're talking.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, it's so funny because I told him, I was like, hey, dude, just so you know, she's a very nice lady. She might try to talk to you. So just a heads up. So all right, cool. Like we know the deal. And so we're talking afterwards. It was like, she had spent all day talking to me. Once my brother got there, it's someone new to talk to. So she's like, I want to see what brother has to say.
Yeah.
So she was talking to him for a good while also. So, and she gave me a hug. And she like multiple hugs. Like she was so happy.
And now you guys are like, you have this relationship for ever.
And she said that. She's like, well, now I know who I'm going to call. Anything that comes up, I'm going to call you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's what we're here for, And that's also how we operate, how we want to build that connection, that emotional connection, if you will, with our clients, to where anytime they have any sort of plumbing issue with any of their water, their gas, or their waste systems not functioning or working, they're going to think about us. Because, the bros were here, they took good care of us.
Yeah.
They showed up when they said they were going to show up.
They're comfortable with any questions they have. Or
we know that they're honest. They're not, they're out here doing a good job. And that's what we're about.
I like that. I get that. Like after we close a deal, I always get invited to like the parties.
Nice.
Like all of my clients call me to like, hey, let's go to this concert. Come to like this wine event with me. My client that I'm working with now, I'm like basically their granddaughter. Like I know,
that's so cool.
Not yet. I know we're not there yet, but once we close this deal, like I'm sure, like they're maybe in my lives forever.
That's so
and
cool.
That's what we, that's our job.
We're building relationships.
Yeah, and we're having fun as we go.
Yeah, I want to like that. That's the thing is like be their family go-to plumber, and oftentimes that happens. They recommend us to their brothers or sisters, their relatives, their cousins, their neighbors, and it's awesome. And it's like we're their go-to guys.
Yeah. I do want to congratulate you on everything that you're doing, the marketing. I look up to you a lot.
Oh my goodness.
It sounds crazy, but I go through your like social media and stuff, and I'm like, that is a great idea. Like the billboard, I'm like, that is a great idea. And then I'm always like, what is Nate up? Like, when I see your face or whatever, I'm like, what is Nate working on right now? Because I can get what you're doing. I could like hopefully put it in my business, like marketing side.
Oh, apply it.
Like apply it, correct. So I think you're doing an amazing job. And with that being said, what do you see your future
well, firstly,
to look like, I guess?
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I did not know that you, like what you just said, that I really appreciate that. That's made me feel good that you look up to me. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I really want to create something that's going to be life-changing, not just for me and my family, for the guys that work with us. I want their life to be better because we're part of the same team and we're on the same mission to make people's lives better when it comes to all their plumbing needs. And to your question of where I see the business going is, I'm a very aspirational type of person, ambitious. And I don't know about you, like, I don't know if you ever heard that, like, as a bad word or as a bad thing growing up in Spanish. Oh, no, estás muy ambicioso. Eres muy ambicioso. There's a song, I don't know if, do you know Joan Sebastian?
I do.
The song Afortunado. It's like the first song on my list of música ranchera.
We should play it.
No hay que ser tan ambiciosos, mucho menos mal presumidos, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like culturally, I think that's kind of a thing. And that's one of the things that I kind of bumped a little bit of heads with like my uncles that I did the plumbing with. Mm-hmm. Because I was very like, I'm out there. Like, we're the best plumbing company.
Excited. We're going to do this. Yeah,
yes, we're
what
doing
else?
This. And then be like, nah, we don't really talk like that. I was like, what? And then I've been like that everywhere I go. I used to work at KFC. And I was like, yeah, KFC, forget about Popeyes. KFC's number one. I worked at Home Depot. Yeah, forget about Miners. Forget about those. Home Depot's number one. And so I'm like that with my plumbing business. Like, dude, we're number one. Like, we have the best customer service. We are the best known plumbing company in Paso Robles. More people know about us than other plumbing companies. And if they don't, they're on the verge of getting to know us. Mm-hmm. I'm out here to really like take over. And my goal was when I got my license, it's funny. I had a conversation with my uncle. I was like, dude, I'm doing this for like 10 trucks. Like, I'm not doing nothing less than 10 trucks. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, well, that's too many. That's too much work, this and that. And like, well, that's what I have in mind. And I've adjusted that slightly just because I said it to be, I was very ambitious when I made that statement. I'm an ambitious person. I have goals and I want to achieve them, obviously, put in the effort to make them happen. However, when I made that statement, it was a little on the ignorant side because due to the fact of how small town we are, that might not be feasible. Mm-hmm. So, and I've adjusted that statement to be more like, I'm going to max out what my market will bear. Here in my North County, whatever will sustain my business. If I can keep 10 guys fully busy working, and we're out there providing the best customer service, doing the best for everyone out there, all the grandmas and all the homeowners and new homeowners that are buying their houses, and we're staying busy with 10 guys, and then we're able to go to 12, 13 guys, 3 trucks on the road, I'm going to do that. If the market will only sustain, let's say 7 guys, I'm going to do that. And so that's where my goal is right now for the plumbing company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just making adjustments and making sure that customer service comes first.
100%.
Yeah.
That's like my number one thing is a customer service along with quality workmanship.
Yeah.
And communication so that they know what's going on and what we're doing for them.
And I think that's the cool thing about our job too, that as we're going through life, we have to adjust. We have to learn how to adjust and know like, okay, that was my goal, but now we have to switch it up. And that's okay.
Roll with the punches.
Yeah, there you go.
Roll with the punches, So we're bobbing and weaving as we're going through this journey we call life.
I agree. All right, well, Nate, thank you so much for coming to my show. First host, and I'm happy it was you.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that you asked me. I was like honored, like, wow, you asked me, like, that's so cool. First one, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. This was a great time. We've had conversations a little bit in the past, and so just thank you. I hope everyone enjoys.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay.